Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to do lesson 8.2, Extended Facts, Multiplication, and Division. This is what your screen should look like. What you're going to do is you're going to click right here. We're going to start with mental math and fluency. Your mental math and fluency don't have anything on the screen. I want you to just listen.
Mental math and fluency.
If you click on the speaker, it says mental math and fluency. I'm going to give you a problem. You are going to solve it on a piece of paper or right here on the screen. I'm going to give you a division fact. You're going to write down the related multiplication fact and the answer. So our first fact is 30 divided by 6 equals what? I want you to write down the related multiplication fact. Our related multiplication fact is 6 times 5 equals 30. And our answer is 5. Our next problem, same thing, related multiplication fact. 40 divided by 10 equals what? Our related multiplication fact is 10 times 4 equals 40, and our answer is 4. Next problem, 27 divided by 9 equals what? Please write down the related multiplication fact. Our related multiplication fact is 9 times 3 equals 27, and our answer is 3. Let's try another one. How about 49 divided by 7 equals what? What is the related multiplication fact? Yes, our related multiplication fact is 7 times 7 equals 49, and we call that a square fact, and our answer is 7. Next one. Try this one. 81 divided by 9. 81 divided by 9 equals what? Excellent job. 9 times 9 equals 81. Again, it's a square fact, so our answer is 9. Good job, boys and girls. What you're going to do now is we're going to go back to our arrow, click here, and we're going to go to the math message. Listen as they read the math message out loud.
Math message. The field day racetrack is 80 meters long. How many meters will the racers travel if they run the track 8 times? Record your answer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the field racetrack is 80 meters long. That means one time around the racetrack is 80 meters. They want to know if they go around 8 times, how many times would that be? You could use repeated addition. You could add 80 plus 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 80. But we know an easier way to do repeated addition, which is multiplication. So what you could do is this. You could say 80 times 8 equals what? Now, 80 is a multiple of 10. So that is the same as saying 10 8 times. We don't know that fact, but we know what 8 times 8 is. 8 times 8 equals 64. We can use 8 times 8 to help us solve 80 times 8. 80 times 8 equals 640 meters. And we're going to discuss more about multiples of 10 as we go throughout the lesson. So what I would like you to do is hit your back arrow. And we're going to go to extended multiplication facts. Right here, we have our tools. And we have our base 10 blocks. And we're going to use our base 10 blocks to help us today. So our first fact, if you click on it, says 2 times 30. So 2 times 30. That is 2 groups of 30. So I'm going to model that using base 10 blocks. So I'm going to take my longs, 1, 10, 20, 30. That's one group of 30. Then I'm going to take another group of 10, 20, 30. How many 10s are in each group? There are 3 10s in this group, and there are 3 10s in this group. If I combine the groups, how many groups of 10 will I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will have 6 groups of 10. So I'll have 6 10s. And what's another name for 6 10s? Another name for 6 10s is 60. So that is my answer. 2 times 30 equals 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to screen 2. It says, show each set of problems using the base 10 blocks E-tool. Use the E-tool to show what you did, then record the products. So we're going to use our base 10 blocks to start. Our first problem is 2 times 3. So we're going to make 2 groups of 3. So I'm going to take my cubes. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make another group. 1, 2, 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my answer for 2 times 3 is 6. Now I'm going to use my base 10 blocks to show 2 times 30 like we just did. This time I'm going to take my longs and make 2 groups of 30. 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. Now I'm going to count them. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I know that 2 times 30 equals 60. Now for the last one, 2 times 300, I'm going to take my base 10 blocks. This time I'm going to use my flats, and I'm going to make 2 sets of 300. 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300. Now I'm going to count my hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. So 2 times 300 is 600. If you notice, there is a pattern. 2 times 3 equals 6. 2 times 30 equals 60. 2 times 300 equals 600. If you know your basic fact, that can help you with your multiples of 10 and your multiples of 100. Now we're going to move up here, and we're going to go to screen 3. We're going to do the same thing. You can use your base 10 blocks to model, or you could just solve. If you're going to use your base 10 blocks, you're going to start and make 3 groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 10, 15. So I know 3 times 5 equals 15. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to write in 15. Now 3 times 50. Same thing. Go to our base 10 blocks, take our longs, and we're going to do 3 groups of 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 10, 20, 30. It's on top of that. 40. Move that so I can see it better. 50. Now, I'm going to count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. So 3 times 50 is 150. Now, I'm going to take my base 10 blocks for the last one, and I am going to do 3 times 500. So I'm going to take my flats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's okay if you cover up the work you already did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to count by hundreds to get my answer. So if you look, 10, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500. 1,500. Again, if you know your basic fact of 3 times 5, it will help you with all of the other multiples. We're going to go up to the top to screen 4. 3 times 90. You can use your base 10 blocks to solve 3 times 90, or you can use a basic fact to help you solve 3 times 90. Think about what basic fact would help you solve 3 times 90. 3 times 9. Excellent. 3 times 9 equals 27. So what would 3 times 90 equal? 3 times 90 would equal 270. So if I use my base 10 blocks, I would do 3 groups of 90, 90, 90, and 90. You could model it. 90 is 9 tens. So 9 tens, 3 is 27 tens, or 270. So if 3 times 90 is 270, what do you think 3 times 900 would be? It would equal 2,700. Because again, the basic fact to help us is 3 times 9 equals 27. It helps us with 3 times 90, 3 times 900, all of those. What you're going to do now is you're going to hit your back arrow, go back to the main screen, and click on this. Listen.
Extended multiplication and division facts. Identify a basic fact that you can use to help you solve the following extended fact. Then solve. 1. A. 5 times 70 equals what? Basic fact that I can use to help. 5 times 70 equals blank. B. Explain how you solved 5 times 70.
We're going to do the first one together. So what is the basic fact that helps us solve 5 times 70? 5 times 70, the basic fact to help me solve 5 times 70 would be, 5 times 7. So I'm going to write that here. 5 times 7 equals 35. So if I know 5 times 7 equals 35, that could help me with 5 times 70. Now, what I could do is I could go to my activity kit. I could go to my e-tools. And I could use my base 10 blocks to help me, which are over here. And I could make 5 groups of 70. Or I could, if I know what 5 times 70 is, I could just write my answer in my box. 5 times 70 equals 350. And then you can explain how you solved it. I know 5 times 70 equals 350 because I know 5 times 7 is 35. And that is 10 times the amount. So 10 times 35 is 350. You can use that fact to help you. You are going to continue to solve these problems. You're going to go to the top where it says screen. You're going to solve screen 2. Do the same thing for 8 times 30. Write down the basic fact that helped you solve it. Then you're going to do screen 3. The basic fact for 6 times 80. And then what does 6 times 80 answer? Now this is division. What is the basic division fact to help you solve 320 divided by 4? It is the same rule. There is a basic fact. Look at the fact here and think about what basic fact would help you solve that. And then you're going to write your answer to 320 divided by 4 in the box. And the very last one, screen 5. Again, division. What is the basic fact to help you solve 540 divided by 6? And then what is the answer to 540 divided by 6? Once you're done with this section, you're going to hit your back arrow. It says a new classroom bookcase. You're going to click on this. It says, listen carefully.
A new classroom bookcase. Your teacher is buying a new bookcase for the classroom. There are 3 shelves that can hold books of different heights. 1. Choose 3 books from your classroom and measure their heights to the nearest 1/4 inch. Height of book 1, about blank inches. Height of book 2, about blank inches. Height of book 3, about blank inches.
If you have a measuring tape at home, you can pick 3 books from your house and measure them to the nearest 1/4 inch. However, if you do not have a measuring tape, you can skip this part. When you get to screen 2,
a new classroom bookcase. 2. Figure out the shortest shelf on which book 1 could fit. Write book 1 next to that shelf. Do the same thing for book 2 and book 3. Do you have a book that is too tall to fit on the shelf? If one of your books is too tall to fit, how many inches tall would a shelf need to be for the book to fit?
so you are going to take your measurements that you just made and write down which shelf the books would fit on. If the books are too big, then you're going to say that they were too big here. Then we're going to go to screen 3. Excuse me, pardon. If my mouse will work. All right. Screen 3. You're going to skip this part because we don't have a class line plot. Then you're going to go back to your arrow. Click here. And you're going to complete your math boxes. Screen 1, math box 1, and so on until you get to math box 6. I'm sorry, yes, 6 math boxes. If you have any questions, make sure that you forward them to your teacher. And thank you for listening to our lesson today.